Burkina Faso's military government said it has restored the constitution a week after taking power and has appointed the coup's leader as head of state for a transitional period. The move came shortly after the African Union (AU) suspended Burkina Faso for the takeover and diplomats from West Africa and the United Nations pressed demands for a return to civilian rule. Keep reading. List of 4 items. List 1 of 4 Burkina Faso. Military coup prompts fears of further instability. List 2 of 4 ECOWAS to hold extraordinary meeting on Burkina Faso coup. List 3 of 4 astronomical units suspends Burkina Faso after coup as envoys head for talks. List 4 of 4 ECOWAS suspends Burkina Faso after military coup. End of list. In a statement read on television on Monday, the military government announced it had approved a fundamental act that lifts the suspension of the constitution, a move that had been declared after the January 24 coup. The 37-article document guarantees independence of the judiciary and presumption of innocence, as well as basic liberties spelled out in the Constitution such as freedom of movement and freedom of speech, according to the statement. Under the Fundamental Act, it said, the military government, officially named the Patriotic Movement for Preservation and Restoration, MPSR, ensures the continuity of the state pending the establishment of transitional bodies. The statement did not give a timeline for the transition period. It formally identified coup leader Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba as president of the MPSR. This role also encompasses president of Burkina Faso, head of state, and supreme leader of the armed forces, the statement said. The MPSR has 2 vice presidents, the statement added, but it did not mention any names. A separate decree read on television said that the Armed Forces Chief of Staff, Gilberto Drago, was leaving the job. ECOWAS says Kabore as well. Just hours earlier, the AU's 15-member Peace and Security Council said on Twitter that it had voted to suspend the participation of #Burkina Faso in all AU activities until the effective restoration of constitutional order in the country. On Friday, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, also suspended Burkina Faso from its ranks and warned of possible sanctions pending the outcome of meetings with the military government. An ECOWAS mission headed by Ghanaian Foreign Minister Shirley Ayorkor Botchway arrived in Ouagadougou, where it was joined by the UN Special Representative for West Africa and the Sahel, UNAWAS, Anadif Katir Mohamed Saleh. After meeting members of the military government, some of the delegation visited ousted President Roch Marc Christian Kabore, who is under house arrest, a delegate said. Botchway, the head of the ECOWAS delegation, said she had met with Kabore and that he was well and in good spirits, Reuters news agency reported. His well-being and demands for his release have been major issues since the coup. ECOWAS sent military chiefs to confer with Damiba on Saturday. Leaders from the bloc will hold a summit in Accra on Thursday to assess its 2 missions to see whether they should impose sanctions. They have previously suspended and enforced sanctions against 2 other members, Mali and Guinea, which have also seen military overthrows in the past 18 months. On January 24, mutineering soldiers detained Kabore amid rising public anger at his failure to stem violence by armed groups ravaging the impoverished nation. They later released a handwritten letter in which he announced his resignation, a document that a member of his party said was authentic. The coup is the latest bout of turmoil to strike Burkina Faso, a landlocked state that has suffered chronic instability since gaining independence from France in 1960.